Look what Brett. Look what saying, dog.
That nigga got a fucking kaiju.
Look, Godzilla on them kaiju. Twerk, baby, twerk, Harlem kaiju. Work it, girl, work.
This is a Harlem kaiju. No. Start off with some racial tension. Let's get racist. Let's get racist. How about that? Let me put the DMs down so I don't expose myself. Let's start talking about Black James Bond and the rumor that's going around that Aaron Pierre is being eyed to play James Bond. We was spies and look, y'all already on it. We was spies and shit, cuz.
That's crazy, bro.
I think they should name the nigga Jamal Bond.
Somebody in my comments said in my comments it's Bond, jail Bond. And yeah, somebody else said this is Bond. It was Johnny Guillotine. That's who it was. Because he was like, it's Bond, bail Bond.
That's crazy, bro.
This nigga Brutal Monkey said 0050. I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking dead. Jamarcus Bond.
That's crazy, bro.
Daquan Bond.
Daquan Bond. Oh my god.
That's wild, bro.
Why you laughing? I think that's what I put on the thumbnail. Oh, it is. Here it is. Jamarcus Bond.
Jamarcus Bond.
Man, go ahead on, bro.
I think this is stupid, man.
I got a controversial opinion. I don't think it's gonna matter. I don't think this is like. I don't think James Bond the 007 series is as popular as it used to be, even in the early 2000s. Now I could be wrong on that.
I think you're wrong on that one.
I mean, I don't know. Chat can let me know. I ain't seen people as excited about the 00. Now you want to talk the video game? Everybody got memories of that motherfucking Nintendo 007 GoldenEye. Everybody got that. But when you talk about like just the theme music come on, I don't think Gen Z give a fuck about James Bond. And I mean, I know the movies are still moderate. They do reasonably well, but I just don't think it's as popular as a franchise. And so when you inject a race swap in there, while obviously the OG fans are going to care, I just don't think that it's going to be the uproar that it would have been like if it, with Green Lantern. Oh, no. There is a Black Green Lantern. I'm tripping. But, no. It was a controversy with that because he ain't black enough. I think that was something that was exploding. I don't see this exploding as much as like that was.
Yeah, I think people care about James Bond.
Yeah,
I don't see it as a positive thing. It wasn't a positive thing when they did in the last movie with whatever her fucking name is. What's her name? Lashana Lynch.
Yep.
The Woman King chick.
Lashana Lynch.
Yeah. I specifically like go out of my way not to watch anything she's in just because I don't like the way she looks. But yeah,
she's awful.
They made her 007, and there was an uproar about that because James Bond is one of those things that's like OG, right? Yep. It's a long running thing. And you already know that the activists can't wait to get their grubby little hands on James Bond. And what's her name? Broccoli, whoever is in charge of the Bond franchise right now.
Barbara Broccoli. Yep.
Yeah, her and fucking Amazon, they were going back and forth about decisions because you already know what Amazon wants to do with it. You already know what they're going to do. They're going to do like a fucking Money Penny show where she's like a lesbian and somehow she's better than James Bond or whatever. So like, I see it as James Bond is one of those franchises that is one of the last bastions of, it's still what it was for the most part, right? Like, even though they killed off Bond in the last movie, right? That was weird. I don't know why they killed Bond. It's still, what James Bond looks like and you know who the character is. This is like the last one of those franchises where they could take it and change it into something different. And I don't see the point in doing something like that. And I feel like it would do more harm than good, if you ask me. Now, if you just do like, I don't know, make this nigga like 004 or some shit like that. There's other 00s in the program.
Yeah.
Sure. can't be upset about that because you still have James Bond out there. But making James Bond black? Nah. And he's another one of those vividly described characters in the books.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Just like Snape was. Like, you know what James Bond looks like because Ian Fleming described what James Bond looks like. You know, blue eyes, brown hair, scar on his face. You know, I think he's a tall, athletic, white. He's a white British dude.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. It's funny because like there was one casting choice that we had that if they had just done it, they could have had their black Bond and there would have been some people upset, most people. Idris Elba.
I hear that all the time.
The thing is, he's one of those guys that, like, if you cast him as something, like, yes, I think there would have been people upset for sure. But I think he's one of those guys that you don't think about him like, well, he's a black actor. But, like, they never pick, like if you say, hey, if this character, like, you're going to do this character, I'm going to cast Denzel Washington. This character's traditionally white. A lot of people go like, all right, I can see it because Denzel's a good actor or whatever, because they know that they're not going to use these guys' race. They can't weaponize Denzel's race against people. You can't do that with Idris Elba either. But like they cast all these young black actors who you already know, most of them are already walking around talking about how they don't get enough opportunities as actors and we need more representation in the industry and all this stuff. Have no idea what they're actually saying, but they all, kind of fall in line and stuff. Some of these older actors don't want to fall in line, so that's why they don't cast them. But that's how you know that they're not being genuine about it. If fans are like, yo, cast this dude, and that the actor happens to be black or whatever, and you say, cool, man, this killed it. Perfect example, Nick Fury. Nick Fury's traditionally a white character. He's in comic books. And they cast, Samuel Jackson, and nobody really cared. Like, sure, there were some people, but most people were like, yo, that's a good choice. Because
I think James Bond is different, though.
I mean, maybe... I don't know, man. I don't know. I think anybody could, a lot of different people could play James Bond because it's traditional that a lot of different actors have taken over and they don't always fit the stereotypes of like, or what his description fits, I should say, but I don't know, this feels like they're just doing it because they need to they want to feel good about casting a black person. This just feels like back pats. You're like, oh, look at that. We cast a black person as a traditionally white character. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, we got Nigga Bond now. Don't y'all love Nigga Bond? Now,
yeah. He's robbing people.
I think I have this statement all the time. I'm against it. I am against fucking race swaps because I don't see the point in doing so instead of just creating something new. And then it's not like we don't have black, like, I don't know, spies or whatever that you have. What's that? What was Carl Weathers? What was that movie he was in? Was it like Action Man or some shit like that? I forget.
Yeah, Action Man.
He was a spy, I brought up one in my video. Fucking take Shaft. Shaft, and instead of him just being a cop, make him a fucking spy. You can do something like that.
No, nobody something original.
Or something original. But even when you did get something original, I put it in my video as well that y'all should go watch. Shameless plug. The Alex Cross show that dropped last year on Amazon. Where was you niggas at?
With whatchamacallit,
Hawkman, Hodge or whatever.
Aldous Hodge.
Yeah. Where was y'all at?
I thought that one performed well.
I didn't see the niggas talking about Cross.
You didn't see who talking about Cross?
The niggas.
Oh, the niggas. But see that's the thing. When you are a black creator, you are digging yourself in a fucking hole when you try to pander to black people. Mm-hmm. Did y'all know that Black Panther?
Action Jackson.
That Black Panther is the highest grossing black film of all time by a wide fucking margin. It did 1.3 billion. And then the closest thing next to it is Fast and the Furious. It's a Fast and the Furious movie. And the only reason that counts is because it was directed by F. Gary Gray. But that's not a black film. All right. Black films just simply do not. It don't do enough, nigga. So when you make a film and you can incorporate black people, but you got to stop with the fucking messaging and you got to stop with the race swaps and shit like that. Ryan Coogler just proved that shit to you, right? So now his name's so hot. Now Marvel got to use his name to sell you Ironheart, despite the fact that this nigga pretty much ain't really had shit to do with it. He introduced Ironheart in Wakanda Forever. It's like, oh, we're putting your name on this shit. I hope you know that shit. So if you get original ideas and put it on screen, which Ryan Coogler just proved to you that, and you get some stars that people care about. Because let me tell you, some white women love Michael B. Jordan. Okay, they fucking love that nigga. Did you ever see that interview? I don't know what show he went on. He went on a show. There was a bunch of white women on the panel, and they basically sexually assaulted this nigga on the fucking panel.
Surprised.
They were like, oh, it was the chick who did she directed the Cocaine Bear movie. She was on that fucking show. I'm on that show that day. I think she sexually assaulted the fuck out of this nigga. Like, she was on this nigga's arm all the time. I'm like, damn, bitch, get off my boy. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make here is that if you just give original ideas with a great, first of all, you got to accept the fact that you're just not gonna have a budget like that until you prove you can do something with a budget like that. I guarantee you, while he ain't Christopher Nolan level yet, Ryan Coogler can go into some studios right now and say, yo, give me, $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
He can do that now because he's proven with his name, it carries weight. Same thing with Jordan Peele now. Jordan Peele has lost it.
Yeah.
That's his fault. You know what I'm saying? But when you can earn your way, you don't have to do race swaps. If I was a director, I say, hey, man, fuck that. We don't want your hand-me-downs. You know what I'm saying? Or at the very least, let me create a black character in the 007 universe. I don't know. Race swaps, gang. I don't want your hand-me-downs. Let me do my own thing.
It's lazy. It's like, oh my God, Bruce Fields. Yes. The Harder, I talk about that movie all the time.
Yeah, Harder They Fall is great.
With Jonathan Majors.
Sorry, I missed that. What was that?
The Harder They Fall with Jonathan Majors on Netflix. Banger fucking movie. Everybody in the cast is black, and they don't say it. They don't say nothing about it. The whole movie. No. They don't say nothing about it. And that movie's good.
Y'all be thinking like, black folks be thinking white folks don't be watching. They be watching.
They watch it.
They be watching. They be right at home bored watching Netflix just like your ass. You just ain't made shit to get them out of their seats to go to a fucking theater. And I remember when Sinners dropped, it was so many white people in the fucking comments saying, "Is this really worth watching? This isn't like race bait bullshit." And niggas was like, "No." And then how much legs that movie had was insane.
Yeah.
Yo, Okay, Fern, I've been watching you the whole time. You've been going in the whole stream saying all these crazy fucking titles for James Bond movies that are black.
That's crazy.
I just want you to know though, Okay, Fern.
Hold on, where's the other one?
Y'all white niggas walking away from home too. Fuck y'all. Y'all niggas is walking away from it.
Money hungry.
Cotton Finger is wild, bro. Nah, fam, you gotta go to jail for that one. For the hood only.
No, this was the one that got me. You only shiv
twice. That's crazy, bro.
Oh my fucking God, bro. Y'all niggas are.
I've been watching, dog. Y'all be saying some wild shit. But no, in all seriousness, just make something new. That's all. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. I gave him the perfect example. If you want to do your virtue signal bullshit, make a brand new show on Amazon or whatever with another 00, right? And then you have James Bond show up in said show. And then you use that James Bond in your movies. And then if you want your other 00 to show up in those movies, sure, that's fine. But, you have James Bond be James Bond. As long as you have your white dude with blue eyes, brown hair, and he's James Bond, do whatever the fuck else you want.
Yeah.
Bussy.
Bussy's wild, bro.
Bussy. Nah, we ain't doing no Bussy. No,
bro, that's crazy, bro.
I'm sorry. I know we still in Pride Month, but nah, man, we ain't Tyler Perry. Get that shit out of here.
Y'all good on James Bond, or we?
I think I do agree that they probably should just do something new and original. But like my point with Idris Elba was like that to me is the only guy that could have got away with it, and they refused to do it.
Well, I think he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, he
And
refused.
I agree that too, but there was years ago before he was older where he was like, I might do it if they offered it to me, but they haven't offered it. Like, you
And
know,
he might be a
would,
grifter too. Like once he started seeing all the people was complaining about race swaps, then all of a sudden he was like, "Well, I don't want to do anything. You know, I don't need black white rolls and stuff like that." He might just go wherever the wind blows. You know
well, he also did say he doesn't want to be known as a black actor. He wants to be known as an actor. You know,
right?
And
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what
that's
he
Tom
is.
Boyega literally had a fucking brain aneurysm when he had.
bro,
when he said
dude
that.
was tripping, bro. Like, but that's the thing. Like over there, like across the pond in the UK and stuff, it's not like that. Everybody's just British, bro. The Spy from Bel-Air is wild, bro. That's crazy. From Chirac with Love, yo, Golden Glock. Bro, that's crazy. That's wild, bro. From Chirac with Love.
Nah, man, what a Don DeMarco. You get a Don DeMarco for that one, dog.
Don DeMarco.
Man, oh,
That's wild
man.
shit.
man, that nigga said from Chirac with Love.
That's
Before we get into the next topic, y'all gotta see this shit. I couldn't believe how accurate this shit was. Niggas say before